A pot pie is something that can just be made anytime. It doesn't require very many ingredients. You can use leftover soup that you made in a larger batch or soup that you have frozen. All you have to do is thicken it up, take out a frozen pie crust or pastry sheet, and that's it. There's not a whole lot to this. You can whip it up if you've got everything readily available within 30 to 40 minutes. Another nice thing to this one is that it does tend to feed about 4 people if you're going for a full large portion. If you have other things to go with it, though, there's 6 portions quite easily out of a pan this size. What I did was I previously thickened up a batch of chicken soup that I had. Make sure when you're thickening it up that you thicken it to the point you want it to when it's hot, not when it's cold. When it's cold, it's always going to gel up, but when it's hot, it always loosens up, so make sure you get it to the point you want it while it's hot. To thicken it up, all it is cold water and cornstarch, and add it to your soup while it's on the stove. Bring it up to a boil, cook it for a couple minutes, and see where it's at. If you still need more, mix up a little bit more cold water and cornstarch, mix it in, and continue to do that until you get the consistency that you'd like. That's just what you do for a cornstarch slurry. As you can see here, I'm just rolling out a sheet of puff pastry. And this is truly how simple this is. Preheat your oven to about 400 degrees, and it'll take anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes depending on how thick of a layer of goo you have in there or what type of crust you're using. Puff pastry takes a little bit longer. I find pie crust takes a little less time. An optional thing for the pastry crust as well is to use like an egg wash or anything like that. You don't have to. I like the result it gives. It looks a lot nicer. But all you do is you just press the sheet straight down to the goo and press it against the sides. This is also very affordable considering usually a pack of 2 frozen pastry sheets or pie crusts will only run you about $4 on the high side, and that's if you don't get them on sale. So to be able to turn something that you had already made into something completely new for such a small amount of money is an excellent option. The dough is not cooperative today for making my X's in it. You don't need to make as many as I did here. I just like the look of it. Here's where I did the egg wash. Like I say, you don't have to do this. I just think it looks a whole lot nicer when it comes out of the oven. And this applies to any soup. You can do this with pretty much anything. I don't know if I'd do it with like a split pea soup or something like that, but any hearty soup base will do. And here it is out of the oven. It's sat for about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. You can hear that satisfying crunch of the pastry layer. And again, depending on the appetite, this can easily be good for 6 people. Or 6 portions, I would say. Now what I do is I cut my square and I peel back the pastry that's on top, because that way you can place it nicer within the bowl that you're putting it in. And this was in the oven for about 25 minutes. Then all you want to do is scoop out the goo from that portion. And really, there you have it. This is kind of the most simple thing you could do. And as far as for even making the chicken soup, honestly, half the time I just use a carcass from a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store or something like that. I take off all the meat on it, and I can pretty much make a pot pie out of it. But that's what she looks like once it's done. You get to keep your pastry nice and crispy by doing it this way, and it looks great. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have yourselves a wonderful day.